I don't know who you are, but what I do have is a particular set of skills that has made me and my clients a lot of money over the years. Okay, listen, I'm no Liam Neeson, but I can tell you this, that the difference maker for people to make the kind of money they want to make online is their skills. And don't get upset by this. You can learn these skills and apply them very quickly to be able to make the kind of money that you want to make online. Now, why should you listen to me? My name is Jeremiah Krakowski, and for the last 21 years, I have been exclusively working in the online marketing space of info publishing, authors, speakers, trainers, people that do seminars, CD and DVD products, and I've actually built multiple companies over $10 million per year, and I want to show you what it takes to get started. I've actually grown them from zero all the way up to that level, and I want to walk you through the exact process that you can do to make $5,000, $10,000, $25,000 a month. All right, what you have to learn is exactly where you are stuck right now. That's the first stage, identifying where you are stuck. Again, most people won't look at this. They won't shine a spotlight on what they're struggling with. They know what they want, but they're not willing to look at what's not working. Whenever I have a coaching call with somebody, I always want to identify where they are stuck. And oftentimes, we don't really realize where we're stuck. Where we think we're stuck is actually about 2 or 3 steps away from where we're stuck. So I have a little bit of an exercise that I walk people through to help them identify what's really, really going on underneath the surface. If you want to create a kind of income for yourself where you can make a full-time income so that you don't have to work a 9-to-5 job, you have to develop the skills to be able to do so. Now, you might have skills that will serve another person, but when it comes to actually selling your own products or services online, you have to develop these skills. Here's the thing. Our brains are wired to act in a certain way. We have habits that we do every single day. They keep us alive. They keep us happy, or at least above baseline. What you have to learn is a skill set that will take you beyond just what your normal is to a place of extraordinary, okay? And that's one of the first steps that people have to get to, is they have to get to a place where they are operating in a state of mind that is extraordinary. But here's the kicker. Okay, you're never actually going to arrive at that place. You are only going to make progress towards it. And this is where a lot of people get it wrong, is they think that there's going to be a moment in time where they are ready to go after their dreams, where everything feels really good, where they feel really, really peaceful about jumping towards the next direction. I'll tell you this, making decisions from a place of peace, being able to hear your inner voice, that's important. However, when it comes to taking action, oftentimes we will not have the certainty that we expect that we get inside of our comfort zone of what is familiar. So it will feel a little bit anxiety producing for us when we actually need to do the things that are going to take us to that next level, okay? So that helps us identify where we are stuck by answering this one question. What are you trying to avoid feeling or happening, okay? And what this does is it triggers the mind to think of, what do I not want to happen in my life? Do I not want to lose friends? Do I not want to lose finances, lose time? Do I not want to feel a headache or a migraine because I don't understand something? Do I not want to be overwhelmed? Okay? Now listen, none of us want any of that. And in fact, I would not encourage you to operate in things that make you feel that way at all. I'm not encouraging you to strive through it. I'm not encouraging you to push through those things. What I am encouraging you to do is to get to the root cause of where the overwhelm comes from. Okay? So this is one of the first steps when it comes to a skill set. This is one of a few skills that you need to have to be able to create the kind of finances and income that you want to make in a business online that's going to pay you the kind of $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 a month that you want to make, is identifying why you get overwhelmed. And it's usually related to some level of beliefs that we have. Some kind of a internal block of, well, I have to operate this way. And it usually comes from a very highly charged emotional moment or experience that contained a lot of power for you, like bottled lightning. I actually have a book right here on my shelf called The Power of Moments right here. I actually just picked it up. I've not read the book. I got it at a garage sale locally, which is pretty cool. But this image right here is actually what I'm trying to show you a picture of. Bottled lightning. What ends up happening is we all have experiences and moments in our life that created beliefs inside of our brain. Things that we want to avoid experiencing and happening again because they were so painful. And I'm not telling you to drudge up the pain, and I'm not telling you to dwell on the pain. What you want to do is you want to realize where the behavior of stuck came from. And where the overwhelm comes from is working so hard in the tension between what you know that you need to do to create the kind of income that you want to make and trying to avoid experiencing that pain that happened again. Can I tell you this? And this is going to be an unlock for most of you right now. You gathered wisdom from that moment in the past, so that when you go after doing the things that you are afraid might turn out how they previously did before, right? Maybe you started a business online, lost a bunch of money on Facebook ads. Maybe you tried one of those things before. Maybe you joined a coaching program and it didn't turn out the way that you thought it would. Can I challenge you to say it might have been that moment in time, there were lessons that you still needed to learn and skills that you now possess today that you didn't have back then. And so now avoiding going after those things might actually be your own brain convincing you that the same thing in the past is going to happen. And can I tell you this, and I can promise you this one, the same thing is not going to happen. It's not. It's not going to happen the same way because you did develop wisdom of identifying what to avoid specifically, okay? And here's an example of this in my own life. When I go after building my business, there are certain people that I have worked with in business. I've been in business for 21 years, and this is where all of my roadblocks actually came from. There's a certain type of personality that, number one, is like perfect to become a multimillionaire in one of these businesses. At the same time, I was hurt by a lot of people with that personality that were multimillionaires. Okay? So now when I go out there to build a business and to tell people, hey, listen, I can show you how to build a brand that can make $100,000, $300,000, $1 million even in your own business. I was for so long working to avoid people that were like that personality that had hurt me. So I was so focused on protecting myself and self-protection and self-preservation that in fact the direction that I needed to go to be able to reach my goals was right there. But with the wisdom that I gathered over 21 years, I know now that I'm not going to be hurt like I did then. And why is that? Because, a couple things. I have a different support system. I have a different mindset. I have different skill sets. I have different motivations. Okay? One of my main motivations for years was people's approval. Can I tell you this? If your motivation is people's approval, you will be easily manipulated, controlled, and eventually hurt by people that are looking for people that are seeking approval that they can string approval along with to manipulate and control you for their own selfish gains. And that was what I had experienced for so long, is that my people-pleasing that I was addicted to, people-pleasing is actually very similar to a gambling addiction. Most people don't realize this. It almost has a very similar mental state like gambling. Because when you seek people's approval or you go after people-pleasing, 9 times out of 10, you're not going to get a big, exciting payoff. But sometimes it really turns out well for you and you get some really good cash and prizes. But it's not enough to be worth it. Your net negative feelings from people-pleasing usually far exceed it. And here's the thing, as human beings, we get addicted to highs and lows. dark, negative feelings, sadness, feeling abused, feeling hurt. And then we finally find somebody that we can please that makes us feel great. Now you might be saying, what does this have to do with making $5,000, $10,000, $20,000 a month in a business? It has 100% everything to do with it. Because if you are avoiding people that dislike you, disapprove of you, you will have a hard time building the business that you want to create. If you are striving to do everything perfect, can I tell you this? As a recovering perfectionist, perfection, which I'm by no means an example of, but perfection, which I always desired, is the result of multiple imperfect moments after another. And here's what's going to happen. You'll get judged by those imperfect moments by people, and they will make you feel hard on yourself. You're not going to make everybody happy with you as you go on the path to build your business. You are going to experience resistance. Okay? There's another great book. It's called The War of Art, not The Art of War. It's an interesting book, but The War of Art by Stephen Pressfield. And it's all about the struggle of going after the things that we are meant to do, the resistance that we run into that's like a brick wall. So you might be moving along, and then you hit a brick wall of resistance. And what we usually end up doing is, and resistance can look a number of different ways. I'm overwhelmed. I don't know what to do next. I feel embarrassed. I'm afraid of their reaction. I'm afraid of what's going to happen if I do this. I don't want to go down this path again. I don't want to experience that again. And that's where the resistance ends up temporarily winning. If you can adapt your mindset to realize that resistance means you're actually headed in the right direction. And when you start to adapt your mindset to realize that every stage of resistance actually is an indicator of you heading in the right direction, not the wrong direction, you can literally rewire your brain to seek out places of resistance in your life. And that becomes a very fun experience, to where you're not looking for everything to go perfect. You're actually looking for moments where things might not be perfect and you might run up against criticism or doubt or an experience. Maybe, you go after your goals and then, God forbid, somebody might pass away in your life and it knocks you back 6 years emotionally. You know that you can quickly get back up to that stage, still take time to grieve, but not let it throw you off track on the goals that you have. And this, my friends, is what the wealthy people do that those who are not wealthy don't understand. Is that, listen, sometimes really crappy stuff happens. You can feel the emotion, but don't sit in it. Don't live in it. Your brain will start to create a home in that emotion, and it will literally become addicted to the pain until it becomes more painful for you that you got to move past it. And some people, it never happens. 20, 30 years, 40 years. I know people right now, they have followed me for that long, and they will not take action because they refuse for things to not go their way. Their desire for things to go how they want it to, and their need for things to not go negative for them, and their need to control every aspect of how everything goes. How many of you is that? And I don't want to judge you if that's you. I want to tell you that's normal. All of us are that way. In fact, I've been that way. I am still that way in areas in my life that I know that I need to let go of control, let go of trying to find how to make things go my way, and actually release the grip on the brake pedal in my life. I want you to understand a visual right here where most of us are at. is of a roller coaster right here. And most of us are sitting at the top of the roller coaster in a car. This is you sitting in the roller coaster car, and you have a brake that you're holding onto, like a handbrake. And as soon as you let go of the handbrake, acceleration happens. But at the acceleration is also the anticipation, the fear, the worry, all of that, the chaos. A bunch of stuff is firing off in your mind. But then at the end of it, you realize the excitement and the happiness and the joy, and that everything that you worked up towards in your whole life, all of those tough experiences were actually leading you to exactly what you hoped for right there by letting go of that brake pedal as far as that goes. Now, the visual might be off because it's a downward trend, but listen, I want you to understand that for you to go after your goals, you have to learn to identify where are you holding on to the brake pedal in your life. Where are you holding on to the ripcord and it's like you're a skydiver and you're just, I don't know yet, and you're hesitating instead of going after it and doing it afraid as far as that goes. Skydiving is another great example of this. And everybody who does skydive says it was one of the best experiences they ever did. But the experience of standing at the edge of that precipice is where things get difficult. Now, this is where having a coach, having a mentor, having somebody who can guide you and direct you and walk you through the different stages that you might go through is so valuable and important. And that's exactly what I do with people over here in my Client Growth Accelerator program, where I mentor people through the process of what it is going to take. I'd highly encourage you, if you're watching this, to get on the waiting list for my accelerator program when we open the doors again. We've completely revamped everything inside of it to make it simple, walk you through step by step the easy stages of what to take to go from stage 1 to stage 2 to stage 3 to stage 4, and to hold your hand every step of the way. And that's what people pay me for in my business, is to actually walk them through with my 21 years of experience and my track record of success through a proven process of building an online business that's going to make them the kind of money that they want to make. So that's skill number 1. And you will generally need to work inside of a community with other people to be able to grow in this way so that you have the courage to do that. Courage amplifies when you get around other courageous people that are taking action. Now, skill number 2 is learning how to connect with people instead of just merely communicating. Okay? There's another great book that I absolutely love on this topic right here. I'm going to pull it up. Everyone Communicates, Few Connect by John Maxwell. I highly recommend this book. And it goes through the process of what it takes to truly connect with people in your communications. Finding common ground. Keeping your communications simple. Capturing people's interest. Creating an experience everybody enjoys. Staying authentic in all your relationships. Okay? And those are so important. Especially staying authentic in all your relationships. You don't want to become somebody that you regret or look back and say, I don't want to be that person. At the same time, you have to learn how to move beyond just words, beyond just communication, and create a true, deep, emotional connection with people that taps into their feelings, the experience that they have with you, that attracts people to you, and that they actually want to spend time with you. And if you're watching this video right now, thank you for spending time with me here. We're spending this time together, and I hope that you're getting some value from this. If so, subscribe, maybe share this with somebody as well. But I want to break down for you, how does this work? How do we move past mere communication, merely just the words that come out of our mouth, and actually create connection with people? The way that I sum it up is this, is that if you can show up as the person that equally embodies safety, fun, excitement, and power, and you demonstrate that you have the ability to lead people to the things that they desire, and that could literally just be selling solar. It could be selling a car. But your energy exudes the fact that you are there to support them, that you're not there just merely for the sale, but that you're actually a true professional that cares about them. That is not just seeing dollar signs in your eyes. And some of you might be saying, wait a sec, what? I thought we were talking about making money here. Can I tell you this, that when you can learn to let go of the need to make money, you will attract far more of it to you. And you might be saying, well, listen, I don't even have enough money to pay my rent. I don't have enough money to pay my bills. I understand. I've been there multiple times. And the only thing that got me out of it was saying, you know what? I'm going to show up and serve people well. And I'm going to show up and have confidence. And I'm going to show up and believe that what I have inside of me can benefit somebody. And maybe you're looking at this right now and you're saying, listen, I don't have anything that can serve people. Well, then what you need to do is you need to learn the skill set of figuring out what do people want that they are willing to pay for, what outcomes do they desire, and then what skill sets cross over with those things that you possess that you can help get people closer to those things. And this is the type of business that I've actually created and helped a number of different people create. From my client, Rick Pino, we helped him make over $1 million a month with his worship coach program. Or my client, Joshua, we helped him do over $160,000 in sales. Or my client, Judy, over $37,000 a month in her life coaching business. Or Dr. Shandeep, who helps people with their metabolism and their hormones. Over $12,000 in his first test case study, applying this, just helping connect the dots with people to what they're looking for. And then learning how to communicate in a way that people trust you and they want to work with you. The only way that you are going to make any kind of money on the internet is if people not only trust you with their mind logically, but they get a full body experience where they feel really, really good listening to you. And they feel like they have found their soulmate coach or client or person. They found their person that can help them reach their goals. And that's what I hope happens when people hear me talk. And again, that's my best clients. We have such a connection that I know that we can go to battle together, that I can help them reach their goals, and that we can make incredible things happen as far as that goes. And so for you, how does that actually happen? It happens by you embodying your essence and your presence in all of your communications. It helps by you elevating your thinking beyond just how can I make a sale, but rather how can I have a vision for where I'm going. And it all starts with a bigger vision. One of the reasons why most people can't make the kind of money they want to make is they don't have vision. The only vision they have is paying off their debt. The only vision they have is buying a house. The only vision they have is being able to send their kids to college. You can do that with a job. And unfortunately, there's less and less jobs that are able to do that. And I don't want to discredit any of those visions, but can I tell you that for you to create a business, for you to leave a 9-to-5 where you're not working for somebody else, you got to have a vision bigger. And it has to seem delusional to some of the people that you might share it with. A vision that's greater than what seems possible for you. That it might not even happen in your lifetime. But it's so aligned that it becomes your North Star vision. And what you do is you end up aligning all of your speech and your actions with that vision like a GPS. So what you're doing is you're aligning with the vision of what you believe is possible for you. And then when you go out there to build a business, you're bringing everybody else around you into that vision, and things start to come together with you. This is where some of the different conversations that people talk about when it comes to whether it be spirituality or the law of attraction and stuff like that. Now, I don't really subscribe to a lot of that as far as that goes, but I can tell you this, that what you dwell on in your life does become your reality. If you dwell on how crappy everything is, you're going to get more crappiness. If you dwell on how stuff isn't going how you want it, or you got all these friends that are mean to you, or you got clients that are negative to you, or you're not making the kind of money you want to make, it is going to repeat itself because your brain and your focus and your reticular activating system is only ever going to look for the things that are going to create that. How many of you have ever bought a car before and you see the same car everywhere you drive? That's what happens with the actions of what it takes for success. So when you have a vision for something bigger than yourself, you start to realize two things. Everything up to this moment in time has been preparing you for that vision. I can tell you, everything in my life up to today has been preparing me even to share this video with you right now, even to share this message with you. And I'm confident in where I'm going and what my vision is, and bringing a ton of people along with me. I got a part of my vision is over 1,000 people working with me that are making at least $100,000 in their business per year, as far as that goes. And actually I've done it before. When I was building a company previously with a partner that I was working with, we did this. We actually helped over 1,000 people make over $100,000 a year. And so I want to do that now in this business that I started a couple years ago, where I'm coaching people, and I want to do it again. And I want to do it in this economy. 1,000 new people and 1,000 new people. And I'm excited because I've helped thousands of people over the years be able to do this, but I know that where I'm headed, I got to help thousands more continually be able to have success. And where I focus on right now is helping people get better at their communication, their connection, and their message, and their messaging. And how do they align all of those together to create value in the marketplace? So what you have to learn how to do, and this is one of the number one skills that you need to learn, is how to communicate and transfer value and belief. Okay? So you need to learn how to communicate and transfer. I'm getting some new markers here today. You have to learn how to communicate and transfer value and belief to other people with the words that you say and the words that you write. Okay? And so what it is that we have to, in order to be able to create the kind of businesses that we want to create, we have to get people to believe that it's possible to accomplish the things that we say that what we are selling accomplishes. So for me, I help people in the information marketing or product space, or whether they're creating a membership, a subscription, whether they're creating a movie, a novel, or even music, whether they are creating a course or a coaching program or a book, and then how to build an audience of people that are desiring that thing and communicating and transferring the belief and value that by purchasing those, they will receive that. And what you have to be able to do is you have to get people to what's called a level 10 of belief in what you're selling, what you're offering, in the fact that you can deliver on it, And the fact that you're not just a fly-by-night operation, wham, bam, thank you, ma'am, but that you're actually going to continue on with them beyond just the initial sale. This is what I promise all of my clients that we work with in my accelerator program, as well as even those who follow me here on YouTube. Because I truly care about your success. You might be saying, "How you don't know me? I'm watching this video with you right now, and I've never met you before." Can I tell you this? If you're watching this right now, we've actually created a system of data to tune the algorithm to be able to show our content to people at the right moment in time. And so I can say with almost certainty that you are the type of person that can build a business online that can make this kind of money if you learn how to do these skills and then apply them and create an audience of people that are going to buy from you. And how do we build one of those audiences? Well, we use YouTube. We use social media. And then we bring those people into our ecosystem. And then we offer something of value in exchange for finances. So when people join my coaching program, they're paying for an extremely high level of value because I'm able to come alongside them and work with them to help them have consistency, to help them dial in their messaging, to help them bring together exactly what to do, what the words are to do, to simplify the technology part of all the pieces of what to put together, all those puzzle pieces that they might be struggling with. And it saves people a ton of money, time, and headaches by working with me to do that. And it doesn't cost a lot either in exchange for that. That's why we have so many people that want to work with us and join our waiting list as far as that goes. Like I said, I would encourage you to jump on the waiting list for my accelerator program. When we open the doors to that next for enrollment, you will be one of the first to know that. And I would love to work with you to help you build a business that's going to make you $5,000, $10,000, $25,000 a month or more online. One of the number one business models that we prefer to do is when you can create a couple of courses, trainings, video trainings, and then you do a membership subscription so that you have recurring revenue. So that each month people are paying you monthly for a set of access to you that provides them with support, that provides them with accountability, that provides them with knowledge, that provides them with long-term confidence. And what you're doing is you're transferring confidence to people that they can do the thing that you are going to mentor them on. Now, how do you actually identify what's even marketable in this space? Okay? I want you to take a look at your life 10 to 15 years ago. And I want you to look at where you're at today. And I want you to see the gap between what you know today and what you didn't know that you wish you know that you would have told your younger self 15 years ago. What would that be? You can literally build a business, and that can be one of the pillars around it. For me, one of those things is I was so worried about people's opinions of me. I wanted to please everybody. I wanted to do everything perfectly. I wanted to never upset anybody and always make people happy. And to this day, I'll tell you this, I still have those desires, but they don't stop me from doing the things that are profitable in my business. They don't stop me from going out there simply because, oh, somebody got mad that I actually charge money for what I offer. Literally, it happens. I'm running a business. I charge money for it. People get mad that I'm like, yeah, it's going to cost you $200 to do this. Meh, they get angry. I'm not going to give it a second thought as far as that goes. I'm going to focus on the hundreds of people that actually do jump in and actually take action and actually trust in what I'm saying to walk them through this process. And so that's what you want to do, is you want to be able to transfer the belief in you, your product, whatever you created, your program, your company, and get people to really full body immersive experience, see a vision in their mind's eye for where they're headed, for what's possible for them when they work with you, for what their life is going to look like after they become a client of yours. And when you can do that in the words that you communicate, and you learn about creating an environment where people are experiencing, and by the way, environment creation, in movies and film and TV, we call it world building. You create an immersive world that people can get lost in when you create a movie like Lord of the Rings. Whoever watched Lord of the Rings or Star Wars. So that same literally level of creating a world that people can get immersed in, you do that on a small scale when it comes to how you communicate what you're selling to people. You help them truly get a vision for what it's like to buy from you before they buy it. And then what ends up happening is their buying desire starts rising and they start getting really excited for it, and then a decision goes off in their mind. Well, gosh, that money that I'm spending on this, it's going to get me far more than not spending it. And the pain that I'm going to avoid by actually buying into this and purchasing this from this person, it's going to save me this much more pain and suffering that I'm trying to move away from. And that's what you end up doing, is you become a painkiller for people to move them towards pleasure and away from pain. And when you can actually deliver on that, and we have a methodology that we mentor you on in my coaching program where we walk you through how to know for certain that you can do that with people, how to communicate extremely well to be able to do this. When you can really walk people through this process and you actually learn that skill set, you learn the art and the skill set of immersive storytelling and dialing your messaging in to where people fully experience what it's like to work with you before they buy, it becomes irresistible to the right people. They love it. They're so excited for it. They cannot wait to become a client of yours. They cannot wait to jump into whatever it is that you're selling, whatever it is that you're offering, because they see the value. They see what is going to happen on the other side, and they believe, because you've transferred the vision and the communicated the value and the belief of why it's so important to them, and you've personalized it in such a way that makes total sense to them. And this is where we dial in the messaging and really personalize it for people. And we use some artificial intelligence tools to be able to brainstorm some of these ways to personalize it with people. I don't like using AI to create all of our marketing, but we do use it to personalize some of our messaging and the language and how do we communicate these things and what do we say. And this saves you thousands of hours of headaches and testing that we used to have to do manually before AI came out. And now it's so much easier to do this way. This is what you can do. This is what is possible for you when you start to move past what you're trying to avoid and step into the possibilities that are right in front of you and let go of the brake pedal and start to actually move towards those experiences that you're looking for. And if I can be a part of that, thank you. I'd love to. It'd be amazing. Again, join the waiting list for my accelerator program. When we open the doors to this, I would love to have you jump in here with us to get the coaching, the clarity, the immersion, as well as working with you, coming alongside you to build out your marketing. You can read about it on this page right here, to get you results. And that's what matters more than anything else, is delivering on what you say you're going to deliver on. Okay? Growing in the skill set to deliver on, and even improving your product over time, even making it better than it was in the beginning. I have a lot of people who they've listened to me over the years. Maybe they joined my program a year or so ago, and we have made massive improvements that have made it so much better even than it was then. And so I would even encourage you just to give it a try when we open the doors again, just to see the difference that it makes and to see how things might be different for you today instead of where they might have been before. Moving away from what you're trying to avoid, realizing that we are headed into a crazy time right now of economic uncertainty, And that when you can truly start to set yourself up to where you're not influenced or controlled by what's going on in the world around you, and that you actually get to write your own checks, and that you actually get to decide how much you want to make and not some boss somewhere, how that changes your life. All right? Listen, if this has helped you, again, jump on the waiting list for my accelerator. Share this with somebody as well. Leave a comment below this video and let us know what you would like me to teach on. What would be a future video that you'd love me to share? I take a look at those, I comment back to them, and I create my content for this channel for you based on what you're asking for. So let me know. Where might you be stuck? What are you struggling with? What are you dealing with that you would like to get some clarity on? And then we can make some content and some video for you that can walk you through how to solve those problems. All right, I'll see you soon. We'll talk soon. I'll see you in the next video.